Hopefully you all have had a happy new year to start off 2026. It has been not quite 2 years since I filmed my last update video, which was uploaded in February 2024. So today, I'd like to reflect on the last few years and discuss what's next for Optopolis, hopefully in more detail than I did in Toby Lyle's 24 Sound podcast.
If you don't understand why I got this, go watch my AdamTheWoo video from the Optopolis Extra.
Back in 2024, I indicated that I would be backing off a bit on my videos and that I'd be making them more raw and basic than I've been doing previously, mainly because the old way of making videos with history bits and all the extra bells and whistles wasn't really working for me anymore. All the effort I was putting into my videos kept resulting in videos being repeatedly and significantly delayed. I made this change and it worked. It removed the majority of excuses not to go film things, allowed me to get into a more predictable and consistent uploading pattern, and it made it possible to make more content at a time when personal circumstances out of my control had arisen and put barriers in place that otherwise would have slowed me down from uploading. And then the hard drives of my rig croaked and delayed things for around a month. That was nice. In the last 2 years, I've had some dramatic shifts happen in my life. In some ways good, in others not so good, but either way, I'm in a very different circumstance right now compared to any other time since I started uploading retail exploration videos. In part with the passing of AdamTheWoo late last year, I've also been thinking a lot more about what I want out of life, this channel, and just everything in general, and I'll return to this topic shortly.
Well, we're in downtown. We're headed further into downtown Cheyenne. There's a Starbucks I just was at to get my coffee here.
In the day, I used to put these voice-over history tidbits in my exploration videos, and I all but quit doing those in 2024. I'm gonna tell you right now, the history tidbits most likely will never return in full. They take too long to properly assemble, and if I make a mistake because I rushed, I can't just go in and replace the audio later, a dilemma which I'd like to avoid going forward. The amount of time it takes to do the research on a topic and to do it right, I might as well just do a deep dive instead, and I don't want to tie myself to only one aspect of the channel. Just to be clear, I do still intend to post the occasional deep dive video, but I'd like to continue doing my normal roughly weekly exploration video as well. Something that will be coming back, with an asterisk, however, is the montage. At the end of the day, the intro montages are fun and provide different perspectives of a place that otherwise wouldn't have been included in my video of said place. The asterisk is for those times where the montage becomes an excuse not to film something, in which case, I will just focus on the place at hand as I have been the last couple years. This will vary from one instance to the next and will depend on the circumstances at hand, but I found that this approach was much more effective in ensuring I release about one video per week while avoiding unnecessary delays in documenting the world around us. One thing I'm not going to do this year is guarantee a lot of live streaming. I made that mistake last year in 2025 and it flopped pretty hard when I wound up doing less live streaming than I intended. When I did a count, I think I only saw like 2 or 3 different live streams the entire year instead of about 1 per month. So instead, I will be promising only 1 live stream in the entire year of 2026. If I can do more, great, but whether I will, we'll have to wait and see. If it wasn't already clear, in 2026 I'm going to be putting more focus toward the videos, but I would still like to put on the occasional live stream and things like that.
I've been thinking a lot more about what I want out of life, what I want out of the YouTube channel, and just everything in general. And I don't know if I have an absolute answer for that, but I still want to go ahead and try to kind of talk about it a little bit.
One of the unexpected things that happened just before Christmas 2025 is that AdamTheWoo passed away. If you want to know more, I did an extensive video on Optopolis Extra discussing the matter and how it relates to me, but his passing has only enticed me to think more about what I want out of life than I already was throughout 2025. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I don't want to rely on the traditional 9 to 5. There are many reasons why, which I won't get into here, but perhaps one of the biggest reasons is best explained by the good, the bad, and the ugly.
If you work for a living, why do you kill yourself working?
In recent years, AdamTheWoo relied almost if not entirely on YouTube ads. Around 2020, my view of YouTube ads was similar to Adam's perspective. But today, I think going the route of YouTube ads is just not the best idea as of the time of uploading this video. Companies whom I believe have malicious intent seem to be increasingly taking advantage of YouTube's ad space. Last year, for instance, there was this fake AI-generated advertisement going around of an AI-powered puppy robot, but if you actually ordered one, it was a battery-powered squeaky toy that jumped around in an overly predictable manner and looked more like a toy from the 90s rather than a futuristic plaything. This is one of many instances of questionable ads getting into YouTube's ad space. As a result, I'd like to do what I can to get away from YouTube ads. I can't do much about the ads on the Vault and Extra channels right now since I'm not in the monetization program on those channels, but I can keep ads off of the newly uploaded main channel videos, and I have already been doing this for over 8 months at the time of uploading. Will this change in the future? Who knows? I don't know. But for now, I do think it would be a better idea to find a different pathway forward, especially at a time where I'm not solely reliant on advertisement revenue. On the topic of ads, I do share a very similar perspective of brand deals and sponsor content as both AdamTheWoo and Louis Rossmann, and I refuse to go down the rabbit hole of what's been dubbed as a social media influencer. Did I mention that phrase makes me cringe? This means I must find another route forward. For now, and so that I can keep the channel going, I'm going to continue offering channel memberships on both Patreon and YouTube, and also offering merch through my Etsy shop. I think it'd be cool to one day move away from having any crowdfunding or merch, but I don't know what that looks like just yet. It has crossed my mind the idea of maybe trying to do some form of freelance work for others, but I also don't know for sure what that looks like yet either, keeping in mind that I must be cautious of potential conflicts of interest. As someone who actively partakes in activities revolving around journalism, it's vital that I'm mindful of situations that could interfere with what I do here on Optopolis. Most likely, I think it'll be a matter of finding some form of silver lining, and I'm not certain what that is yet either. Realistically, all of this is probably something I haven't entirely envisioned yet, but I would be curious to hear in the comments what you think may be the way forward in this respect.
In the future, it would be cool if I could find a way of maybe not even doing crowdfunding at all, but I don't know what that looks like yet. I talked about in that video on the Extra channel where it's like, I don't know if I really want to go that route of going that 9-to-5 thing, but you know, figure out where things are headed eventually. And that'll be that.
Last year, I officially started to move into making mall videos for the first time since my attempt in 2020, which, in my opinion, was not up to par with most of my videos. Both videos, which I filmed late last year in 2025, however, I'm actually pretty satisfied with how they turned out, and I want to make more. Mall videos are not going to become the dominant part of my channel, but malls are a part of the retail environment, and I think they'll be a great addition to the channel. Another thing, back when I crossed 2,000 subs on YouTube, I wanted to expand to a new state, but I didn't exactly anticipate crossing that threshold as soon as I did. As a result, I have put all my expansion plans on hold indefinitely, and to be clear, I still don't have any idea when this expansion project will happen. That being said, I haven't forgotten about it. A lot has changed in recent years, so at this point in time, I have no idea what area I may expand to when it does happen. I sincerely hope to make it happen by the end of this decade. I do think this feat would require a lot of luck, but I'm still going to try and move forward toward that goalpost as one of the few things I'd like to do in the next few years. Will it happen though? That's still very much up in the air, and we're gonna have to wait and see. Thinking about the long term for a second, I could probably keep doing some kind of videos on Optopolis for as long as I am able to make videos, but I don't want to promise something that won't happen. That being said, I plan to keep Optopolis rolling for many years to come. Returning back to the short term, which for me is 2026 and into 2027, I'd like to continue making exploration videos and double down on it if possible. I'm also just kind of taking a glimpse at different ways that I can reach into the print and physical world just a little bit more. Like it or not, any one of these platforms like YouTube or Facebook could shut down at any time and for any reason. And while I'm not too overly concerned about the possibility of that happening, I also don't want to wait for it to happen because it'll be too late once it does.
I do need to make sure I give a shout out to my channel members, which should be listed up in here somewhere. They are awesome. They make this journey way more feasible at this point in time. Until next time, peace out.